Previously, on Taverns and Caverns, Path B, we finally made it to the town of Manavik after helping a giant and his son against some poachers. We had captured their leader, named Perlin, and turned him into the town guard as soon as we arrived. That kind stone giant gave us some precious adamantine ore too, which to my knowledge is incredibly rare. We were able to find a blacksmith by the name of Jorundur, who is now crafting us some amazing equipment with the adamantine ore. This is wonderful news, and I'm sure we're going to love whatever he makes. But meanwhile, Nomu wanted to learn more about the one named Bertio, who we've discovered is residing in a place called the Emerald Lobby. And after gathering some intel and investigating Manavik, we now have a wild idea on how to sneak into the Emerald Lobby. I'm not very sure about this idea, but Nomu and Yalar have helped me in the past, so I will do what I can to help them. I just hope we don't get ourselves into a situation that we're not prepared for. Oh God, our Supreme, guide us as we infiltrate the Emerald Lobby. Episode 24, The Emerald Lobby, Path B.
Welcome back to another exciting episode of Taverns and Caverns, everyone. This is your Dungeon Master, Haphazard DM, and last time on Taverns and Caverns, Path B, Nomu, Yalar, and Relanoa had made their way into the town of Manavik, where they had reached a cafe to have some delicious drinks. But after visiting the cafe, Yalar and Nomu decided to search for a blacksmith that might be able to do something with the adamantine ore that they received from the stone giant a few episodes ago. Luckily for the two of them, they were able to find an Orenkin blacksmith by the name of Jorundur, and Jorundur was able to craft some armor and a shield for them. However, it's going to take him a couple of days in order to finish that out. So while Jorundur is working on their equipment, Nomu and Yalar decided to meet back up with Relanoa and then visit a place known as the Emerald Lobby. They had gathered some information and found out that Bertio, which is the man that potentially hired Perlin to hunt down the stone giant, is currently staying. And the name Bertio rings a bell with Nomu because Bertio is also one of Lord Butterfryn's associates, or so employees, I should say, that works for him. Nomu was able to go invisible last session, and he was able to inspect the lobby of the Emerald Lobby. He found a couple of guards standing around, but he was able to look into the guest list book when one of the workers stepped away, and he found out that the man Bertio is staying in a room, and that room is 306, and that he is staying at the lobby for 1 month's time. Nomu was able to also gain some knowledge that this evening there is going to be a small get-together at the Emerald Lobby, and a shipment of meat will be arriving around 11 or so this evening. So that is some additional information that he has that he may be able to use when attempting to infiltrate the Emerald Lobby in search of Bertio. Also, before we ended the last session, Relanoa mentioned that if Nomu is able to get into the room next to Bertio's, she would be able to cast a spell to listen in on any conversations that he may be having. But will Bertio be attending the little get-together at the Emerald Lobby down below on the first floor? Or will he be staying in his room of 306? Who knows? We'll find out what the party is going to decide to do. But last time when we ended the last session, the party had left the Emerald Lobby, or the outskirts of the Emerald Lobby, to find a tavern or an inn that they'd be able to stay at for the next couple of days. And Yalar wanted to find himself a drink to soothe his nervousness down for the upcoming mission that Nomu had planned out. So we'll go ahead and say that, Yalar, you're able to find a drink to kind of calm your senses and your nerves. Meanwhile, Nomu and Relanoa, they join you, and you're able to find an inn to stay for the next few nights. But it's still the same day. A couple hours go by. It's now around 7 or 8 o'clock in the evening. You're all well aware that 11 o'clock is when the party is starting, or this get-together is beginning. So that shipment of meat, you might want to check on it. It is going to be delivered behind the building of the Emerald Lobby, and that's most likely where the storage or the kitchen may be located in the Emerald Lobby. But remember, the Emerald Lobby is surrounded by high walls all around, so you'll have to be able to find a way to get into the vicinity without being spotted. And there were two guards outside the main doorway entry into the Emerald Lobby, and then there was a gate outside as well. So we'll start off with you all still at the tavern, with Yalar having your drink. Well, no, sitting at the same table as you, Yalar. What are the two of you doing?
Yular still in silence, not sure how he feels about this supposed plan that Nomu has cooked up.
Mhm.
Relanoa has a drink of her own. She's just drinking a nice warm cup of tea. She's not going to be drinking any wine or anything at the moment, specifically because you all are about to infiltrate the Emerald Lobby. But she's looking around, twiddling her thumbs a bit. And then she looks over at Yalar. And before she says anything, is Nomu at the table or is he out and about? What's he doing?
And no one's at the table. Because remember, he kind of got up to Relanoa's ears, like, while he was still invisible, scared the fuck out of her.
Yep. Well, she's twiddling her thumbs. She looks at the two of you. Uh, so, how are we going to do this? Are we trying to sneak in with this shipment of meat? What's the game plan, guys?
Well, you mentioned going into that room, the room next to Bertio's.
Yes, but before we can do that, you mentioned the room was 306. So I'm assuming that's on the third floor. We still have to break in somehow.
You got spider work?
Like the spell?
Yes, walk on the walls.
Uh, I don't think I can do that, Nomu.
I didn't. Nomu doesn't know.
She goes, She folds her arms, starts thinking, placing a hand on her chin. Supreme Goddess. Hello, are you there? Supreme Goddess? Hello? No?
I could climb the walls.
Oh. Supreme Goddess doesn't seem to be answering, so we can't get any ideas from her. Yalar, any ideas?
Um, if the Supreme Goddess can't help us, I don't know what will, because in my book, I never learned spider walk. Teacher never taught me that. Didn't think that would be important right now.
I suppose I can climb the walls.
I mean, we did mention that before, but that's a little risky. They can see you climbing the walls. I think the best bet's probably just go in with the shipment of meat. Maybe we just find the person delivering it, knock him out, and then act like we're the ones delivering it. And maybe it'll get us into the kitchen or wherever we deliver it at.
We can go with that.
What do you think, Yalar? Should we knock the deliverer out? I feel bad knocking an innocent guy out. Maybe we could just pay him or something.
Yeah, how about that? Mr. Moneybags over there could do that.
No, we knock him out. Take the clothes.
Okay.
So maybe, I got one. I got an idea. We knock him out or her, depending on who it is. Nomu, you can wear the clothes, and then Yalar and I can act as if we're bodyguards guarding the shipment. That way, we're less conspicuous if it's just one person delivering.
This could work. We could do this Damien style.
I still don't know who this Damien is.
Oh, well, we're about to do it Damien style.
Would Damien approve of this plan?
We rough him up,
Okay.
knock him out, tie him up somewhere.
You do realize this might get us in trouble with the local authorities if we get caught, right?
Well, don't get caught.
Just to let you know, I ain't going to jail for nobody.
I mean, I can't go to jail. I think it's a wild run. I cannot go to jail. I have a
You
mission.
won't go to jail. You'll be fine.
Ah. Oh, God, Supreme. Oh, protect us, protect us, protect us. All right, so we don't know when the shipment's supposed to get there. So should we just like head over towards the Emerald Lobby soon and just, I don't know, do a stakeout? Make sure if we see the shipment, we go try and jump them.
Oh, yeah.
Nomu,
Yes.
can you, um,
What?
how much is your self-restraint? I know how much you like your meat.
I don't know what you mean.
Can you control yourself not to get all greedy, take all that meat?
I'll have you know, Nomu is prideful. I won't simply just eat any meat.
Oh,
You can trust Nomu.
yeah. All
You
right.
you see him kind of drooling, giving you a wink.
Now, Nomu, we did talk about this earlier today. You said you weren't going to steal any of this meat. We're not thieves.
Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah, we're not thieves. No, of course not.
The person we're knocking out is innocent in all of this. Well, they might not be innocent, but at least right now they are. So we can't do anything hasty. We're just
Yes.
knocking them out, taking their
of course.
clothes,
Oh, yeah.
still
Yeah, the
delivering the
meat's-
meat.
Yes, the meat's innocent. Yeah, we get it.
All right, boys. Well, y'all already almost done with that drink. I think we should probably go stake out soon because we want to make sure we catch the shipment before it's too late. You know, if the party starts at 11, obviously the shipment's going to be there before 11, right? Makes the most sense.
I mean, pretty much. This plan don't make sense, but that part makes sense.
All right, so we pretend to be the people delivering the shipment. We get into the Emerald Lobby. We can say that we can help the person, whoever's taking the shipment and delivering it. We can help bring in the meat. Once we're in, we knock more people out. And maybe if we're inside, we can take some of the workers' clothing or something, use that to help us get to the third floor, maybe. But then again, that might be a bad idea because, yeah, I did mention it last time. They probably would know who works there, huh? They saw a Shalonian, a half-elf, and a Dakina just showing up in workers' clothing. They may think that's a little odd. But
Well-
we could still try it.
Should we get them on the boat
On the boat? What do you mean on the boat?
before they even step off the boat? I have a water-breathing potion I still have on hand.
Wait, what are you talking about? A boat? Boat what?
It's a shipment, right?
No.
Oh,
No, Nomu. A delivery.
yeah, I get it.
No, we're not nearby any bodies of ocean or water right now. Are you okay?
He's checking
Drink
his
too
map.
much?
He's checking his map, turning it upside down.
Yeah, you're right. There's no body of water here.
Oh, by the gods.
We're in the middle of Strider Valley, Nomu.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I knew that. Yes.
Checking the map, looking at it like, where the fuck am I?
He's flicking the map. You hear it crinkling.
And all that is a tactic.
I'm fine. Let's
Oh,
go.
So do you both head back towards the Emerald Lobby to try and do a stakeout, to try and keep your eyes out for any potential carriage or wagon that might be a shipment with 100 pounds of meat on it?
Yep. And see if we can find any other way while this is happening.
Before Yalar leaves,
Bartender, can I get another drink to go, please?
Oh, yes, of course. Coming
Make
right
it-
up.
Make it
Oh,
the strongest thing you got.
the strongest thing we got. That's dragon's grog, sir.
Oh no.
I just need you to know, dragon's grog is the strongest thing we got, but it could potentially kill you if you're not ready, son.
Oh,
Oh,
that's
no.
fine.
All
I need
right.
something to calm my nerves.
All right. Well, because of the potential liability, it's going to cost you about 4 gold for one cup of dragon's grog. Strongest thing we got. Are you sure about this?
I'm positive.
Oh my god.
All right. 4 gold, please.
Hands
Oh.
him 5.
What is happening?
Oh, all right. He takes the 5 gold. He brings you a cup of dragon's grog. You look down. It's overfilled with this foam coming up, and Relno is looking down at it, and it has a very pungent and powerful smell to it. Not necessarily a bad smell, but very powerful. You can smell the alcohol teeming from this thing. And Relanoa looks at you for a moment. By the goddess supreme, Lar, are you sure about this? You could potentially die drinking that.
It looks like swamp water. I'll be fine.
Yalar,
Oh
you
man.
sure?
Yeah, I'm sure. I'm gonna need it.
Uh, okay. If you die, I can't do anything for you.
I mean, it might help me find the boats.
As he looks over at Nomu as he says that.
Yalar, are Nomu, are you gonna say anything about this?
Well, what are you gonna drink that for? He said you'll die.
He's gonna start taking a drink now.
All right, roll me a Constitution saving throw.
Oh
All right.
boy. Oh my god. It's happening all over again. Oh
22.
my god, no.
Yalar rolled a
Natural.
natural 20 for a total of 22. Oh no, it's happening again, Robert. Oh no.
All over again, man.
Something I'm missing here.
You'll find out here in a moment. So Yalar, you go to drink down the dragon's grog. It goes down smoothly for you. And then you can taste the alcohol. It is powerful. It is strong, but it seems to not have much of an effect on you. Personally, in your opinion, this first jar of it, you would think it's weak.
Told you, it's just swamp water.
Relano looks at Nomu. Her eyes are wide, like, what just happened? I was really expecting Yalar to drop dead.
Nomu looks at her and then looks at the bartender.
Bartender looks over. He was actually no, maybe a perception check. All right, it's 19. The entire time Yalar is chugging this drink, whether it's fast or slow, the bartender is like whispering to some guy. You can see him whispering to someone next to him while he's cleaning up a glass. He has this worried expression over his face, but a slight grin. But when Yalar finishes the drink and a minute goes by to 2 minutes, the bartender's eyes widen. He looks a bit surprised and shocked. He doesn't say anything though.
Even with that comment where it's just, it says, this is only swamp water.
Let me well, how loud did you say that, Yalar?
Oh, he's gonna say it loud.
Oh, damn.
He says it out loud. The bartender, he hears you say this. He comes over. What'd you say?
I'm just saying, it's delicious, but, it's just making sure they reassure that it's fine. I'll be fine.
What are you saying about my dragon's grog, Shalonian? That it's weak?
No. Swamp water is like, almost like a backwoods type of home drink we used to
My
make.
dragon's grog is authentic. It is not swamp water. Get out! Get out!
Man, some people don't know how to take a
Out with you! I will not have you drag my business. Out!
So, salt water is very, very.
I said out!
Look what you did.
Man, some people are just uncultured. Good
Well,
day,
no.
sir.
Real Noah gets up. She runs outside. No! What you said was very rude.
What'd I say?
I just need you to know, Yalar, The Supreme Goddess is telling me right now, if you rolled under a 10 on your constitution, you'd be dead.
Jeez.
Yeah, this happened before, man. Someone drank it, got a nat 20. He was like, "This is all you got?" Bartender was like, "What? Get out! Get out, all of you!" He was offended.
It happened all over again, Robert.
Yep.
So
Oh, that
yes,
was great.
the dragon's grog rod. If you had rolled under that 10, you would have died.
Oh boy.
Did you know that?
No, I did not.
You'd be dead.
Let the dice tell the story.
Oh yeah, it told the story.
Well, let that be a lesson for next time you tried to drink some dragon's grog.
Mhm.
So now with the three of you outside of the tavern or bar, Rono is still shocked that you were not even phased by one of the strongest drinks in the world. So strong that it kills people.
Chubbs will be
Cheese.
your friend.
Yes, Chubbs would be your best friend. Chubbs, the king of the forest.
Yep.
May his soul rest in peace wherever he's at. If he's still alive, I don't know.
Oh, one more thing. As if anyone's going to enter that bar, Lar is going to just tell whoever's going in there, don't go in there because the guy's rude and his drinks are weak.
Damn.
Boom! So
You
some of
giving
them
him a
just,
Yelp review?
yup. A Yelp review.
Yep.
1 out of 5.
Yep.
And actually, probably if there's a negative stars, he would give that.
Damn. All right. Well, shit, bro. Jesus. It's like
No,
that.
he was offended. He was trying to give the guy a compliment. He didn't take it as a compliment.
Yeah, he ain't take it well. He thought you were calling his drink swamp, man.
So now Yalar's being petty.
Well, Rono is looking around as you're telling people. They're just laughing at you when they walk in. And she's like, "Oh, we should probably get out of here before the owner finds out you're giving him bad Yelp reviews."
Yeah, now that you're hopped up on dragon juice, I think we should go. They're starting to give us eyes.
I mean, actually, the swamp water was better, but let's go.
Ooh.
So the three of you head back towards the Emerald Lobby, the outskirts of it. I mentioned it's about 7 p.m. It's as by the time you get to the Emerald Lobby, it's more around 7:45 or so. The sun is slowly beginning to set, and there's not as many people walking around outside. But again, there is a fence that surrounds, or not fence, but more so walls that surround the Emerald Lobby to keep heathens outside of it. There's a main gate in the front where most people would typically enter. That's the main entrance. But there's also a back gateway that potentially is for shipments of the sorts that's behind the Emerald Lobby. I'm assuming you all are sticking around the back entrance more so than the front because the Emerald Lobby is a fairly large structure.
Mhm.
So it takes up a good chunk of land. So you're not going to be able to see both front and back like at the same time. But if you decide you want to stick around the back part, are you guys trying to be conspicuous, trying to be kind of
No,
hidden or out in the open? How are you all staking out back without trying to be too obvious?
I'd rather be inconspicuous.
Okay, so you don't want to be standing out.
Yeah.
So how about are we doing that, gentlemen? There's basically a main road that you're standing on that connects to the back gateway, but there's also a couple other buildings surrounding with other businesses. Occasionally there's a couple people that walk by here and there. So like you just standing there might look a little odd. But there's some trees around and some bushes potentially on the side of the road you could hide behind. But there's not a lot of places to really hide. There's an alleyway not too far from where you're at you can get into and kind of watch from the alleyway. how about this? Are you going to do the stakeout?
Well, I want the alley. What do you think, Galar?
I don't want to put no input in this plan because if it goes awry, I don't want none of the blame.
Fair enough.
Well, if we go into the alleyway and we kind of do a stakeout on the alleyway, we'll be able to see from both sides which direction the wagon with the meat is coming from, but we're not going to know if it is the wagon with the meat, so we have to be very mindful of who we encounter and talk to, because if we attack someone on the main road that doesn't have meat on their wagon, we might be screwed. But also, it is kind of a back road, so it's not as busy as the front road. But the people can still spot us if we're not careful about jumping. Maybe we try and get onto the wagon without him knowing, and then we get into the walls of the lobby, and then while we're in like within the walls, people from the streets can't see us, and then we knock them out.
Sounds good. I can pick him out with Nomu's nose. I can smell meat from miles away.
Really? You can?
Absolutely.
I wouldn't doubt it.
All right. Well, I guess we go in that alleyway and wait for a while then, huh?
And I'll let my sniffer do the work.
Okay. I guess that's the plan.
He's boasting a good nose, man, but hell no.
I mean, this group is pretty wild. They're doing some Scooby Doo shit right now.
Yalar is going to whisper to Rolanoa.
Can you make sure, ask your goddess supreme for a little bit of extra protection? Ask her that Yalar is asking very, very nicely.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I will. I got you. She goes to the alleyway, puts her hands together as if she was praying. Oh, God, Supreme, please protect us. No, Yalar is asking very, very nicely. Please protect us and make sure that this mission goes all well and smooth. Okay, it's done. So let's go to make some stealth checks. Just to see if we can kind of stay hidden from the general eye of people walking by the alleyway.
All right, let's see. Oh no.
Oh, double no.
Oh man. Oh.
All right. Well, Relno with a 13, Nomu with a 9, Yalar with a 6. Not a very good stealth. So as general people are walking by, you're in the alleyway for a good hour at this point. Some people walk by, they don't necessarily care about you, and then a couple others walk by, they do notice you. When some people look over and see the two of you in the alleyway, what are you guys necessarily doing to try and act inconspicuous?
I'm just standing around like I'm talking to these two. Waving his hands about, shrugging his shoulders,
I want to get some more of that dragon's breath, maybe at a better place.
Perhaps they sell better dragon's grog.
One of the citizens raises one of his eyebrows at the three of you as he notices you. He doesn't necessarily come up to the party, but he does notice you and he just keeps walking. And you see him walk away. And you do know that he was looking at you. Like his eyes were in direct eyesight of your own. So he was well aware of your presence, and you were well aware of his. But he doesn't say anything. He just continues walking.
Gotcha.
All right. So as another 30 minutes or so go by, make me a perception check.
All right.
The sun at this point is now down. It's night. The moon's over the sky at this point. And you have a 18 perception for Nomu, Yalar with a 15. The two of you can see fairly well. The streets are slightly lit by some of the magical lanterns along the side of the roads. And the two of you do spot what looks like a small wagon being led by one horse. And there seems to be a Oronkin at the head of the wagon. And he has the reins of the horse in his hands. And he seems to be going in your general direction. And then he makes a stop right in front of the back gate where the Emerald Lobby is. And he slowly begins to get off of his wagon. And with your 18 perception, Nomu, you smell some meat coming from that wagon. You rolled high enough.
Ah, that's it. That's the meat.
Rona looks over your shoulder. She's on her tippy toes, trying to look at the wagon. Oh, is that a bit? Is that him? Is that it? Oh, there's just one guy. Okay. So it's not bad. It's not bad. Is there anyone else on the street? Can we jump him now?
You're making me nervous.
What do you mean? How? How am I making you nervous?
Noma's leaning back from her like Fat Joe, man, making her nervous.
Well, I mean, we have to act soon, right? Now, if we wait too long, he's gonna get into the gates before we get in.
Yeah, let's get him. You all right?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Do we do it now, or do we wait to see if there's like people that are gonna let him in through the gates? It looks like he's getting off to alarm someone that he's here or something.
We should get him before that.
Is there anyone on the streets? Are we gonna get spotted?
I guess.
Let's take a look around.
Yeah. Lars gonna look.
Yep, look to and fro.
Yeah.
Didn't get him.
All right. Make me another perception. 15 for Nomu. 11 for Yalar. You know, it's later in the evening. It's about 8 something, going on 9. So not as many people out and about, but there's still a couple people walking every now and then. But the last person that you did notice nearby was before the wagon. So they passed before the wagon. So you can still see their back to you into the wagon. But that person is probably a good 30 feet away at this point, maybe even 50 feet away.
Mhm.
So there's a good distance between them and the wagon. You don't spot anyone coming from behind the wagon on the street yet anyway. So it seems like if there's going to be a time to do it, now would be the opportune time.
Let's get him. Jump him.
Should I go and try and distract him and then you guys jump him? Or Yalar?
Jump him.
Okay, let's go. Let's go. So are y'all running out?
Hey, getting him fast.
So the Orankin, he's, the delivery guy is off the wagon. He looks like he's grabbing a couple things from the wagon before he steps around the horse to try and get to the gate. And as he's doing that, Noma, make me a stealth check. I'm assuming you don't want to be spotted right off.
No.
Okay.
Please roll fire.
A 14. All right. Yalar, do you want to roll stealth, or do you want to see if Nomu can handle this himself?
Yeah, he's gonna roll stealth.
Thank God.
Okay. So the two of you run out as fast as possible. Noah is coming out with you, and she'll roll stealth.
Oh yeah.
A 20. So all three of you are able to rush from behind the Orankin delivery driver, and he doesn't hear or spot the three of you. Luckily, the guy that's about 30 to 50 feet away in front of the wagon doesn't hear you or see you either. And luckily, there's no one behind the wagon that you're aware of that sees you just yet. So how do you surprise the delivery man? He's not wearing armor or anything of the sort. He's just wearing some simple clothing, doing his job.
I'm going to use the Righteous Great Sword and hit him with the flat of the blade in the head. Right in the head. Gotta knock him out. I ain't got no chloroform. I ain't got no dick juice. Nothing. No baby oil, nothing.
But shut the fuck up, Diddy. All right. Go ahead and make me an attack roll.
You got it.
A 24, so you technically have advantage. So a 26, that will hit for 12 points of bludgeoning damage. I'm assuming it's non-lethal.
Yep, flat of the blade.
All right. So you go and smack him in the back of the head for 12 points of damage. Now, he's not a fighter. He's just a worker. He's a standard citizen. So he's level 1. So you're able to hit him and knock him out just with enough. He had 11 HP. You had 12 damage. You knock him out. His eyes roll back into the back of his head, and he falls backwards.
I'm gonna grab him before he hits the ground, and we're just gonna take him right back to the alley. Put him somewhere dark.
You put him into the alleyway, and in the alleyway, there's not much in there. There's a couple of boxes and open crates, used barrels. So you probably hide him behind some of the boxes and whatnot.
Oh yeah, that's where he's going.
Keep him from out of sight. And the wagon he was leading, it's covered completely. There's a tarp over it, so you can't see the goods inside. But I'm assuming you take a peek just to make sure it's the meat.
Yep.
As you take a peek into the wagon, you see some smaller boxes in the wagon. And on the side of those boxes are the logos of a local butcher shop. And I'm assuming if you go to try and open one of the boxes, you lift the lid, and the first meat you see in there is some steak. Juicy, delicious, uncooked steak. What's keeping the meat from spoiling is there is a magical device that is in the center of this wagon, and it has a specific temperature tied to it. So the wagon, as soon as you open the tarp, you get a gust of cool air blow up against your whiskers, Nomu.
Mm-hmm.
That device is keeping the meat fresh.
All right, so we're gonna take his employee clothes. I got my workers here, and wait, what's this company?
What is the name of this company? The Butcher?
Yep.
That's a good question. Let's see here. We'll say the butcher shop is called Marbled Mallet.
All right.
Okay.
Yep, the Marbled Mallet is the company, or I guess, butcher's company's name.
Yep.
So, with that, there is a beautifully crafted mallet on the side of the box, and you're assuming that mallet is this butcher's probably known for using mallets on the meat to thin out the meat to create some delicious food with it. But yeah, the marbled mallet is what's on that box. So you take the Orenkin's clothing. I mean, obviously the Orenkin is a little bit bigger than most people, but Nomu is a pretty big Takina.
That just means it fits right over my armor.
Yes, so you place on the worker's clothing. It's nothing fancy. It's nothing that stands out, but there is a small logo on the front pocket of the chest that has the marbled mallet on it to show that you're from that company.
Yep.
And Yalar and Rilanoa, there's no additional outfits for either one of them. But Rilanoa looks over at Nomu. All right, so the game plan is, Nomu, you act like you're the delivery driver, and I and Yalar are the guards for this evening.
Yes, let's do this.
All right, perfect. So what do we do now?
I'm gonna pick up a crate. Both of you pick up a crate. I'm gonna bang on the door and announce my arrival.
She looks at Yalar. All right, does that sound like a plan, Yalar?
Yeah.
Don't look so depressed. It's gonna work. I hope.
Galar looks up the sky.
Let's get this show on the road.
All right. Rilanoa grabs a box. All right, I'm in position.
All right, Nomu walks up to the door. He does 2 taps on it.
As you tap
Waits.
the metal door, there is a few seconds that go by, and you see there is an eye slot at the top of the door that opens, and the eyes look down at you. State your business.
Shipment from Marbled Mallet Butcher Shop. Meat delivery.
He looks at you, Nomu. He looks over at Relanoa, who's holding a crate, as well as Yalar. Interesting. New employee. Haven't seen you
Yes.
before.
Yes, new employee. We have these prime steaks. Perfectly temperatured to keep just the right coolness.
All right. And who are these two with you?
These are my helpers.
We typically don't see helpers from marbled mallets. Is this a new policy? What's going on here?
The butcher wanted to make sure the meat is just right and shipped and delivered just right for this party.
Make me a deception check.
Oh boy. Oh, this is flat.
Oh,
That is a 7. He immediately raises another eyebrow. Protocols have changed, it seems. This isn't typically what happens when the marbled mallet ships to us. I find it odd that you have 2 helpers here with you and that you are a brand new employee. I've never seen the 3 of you before. What's your name?
Armand.
Armand. And the name of your 2 helpers.
Go ahead, name yourselves. You heard the man.
Yalar?
My name's Bog.
What?
Bog.
Bog. He looks over at Relanoa. And what about you? I am, you may call me Silirin. Okay. He doesn't seem to believe you very much, Nomu. You can kind of, if you want to make an insight check, you'll see what he's kind of thinking. Just through his eyes alone. A 12. You get the idea he's not buying it.
Trying to think what. Try to see if Ylar can persuade this guard that.
Look, if we're in the wrong location, we can easily take these prime cut meats to another party.
Does Yalar have anything to say?
I am just the bodyguard, but this new employee, he guess he's a little nervous, not make sure anything messes up. I guess there was rumors around about some people stealing stuff, and just wanted that extra protection.
Make me a deception check. Yalar. All right, a 12. With that deception, he raises his eyes again. Whatever. We're expecting meat, and if it's not delivered, they'll have my head. All right, come on in. He opens the door to allow the 3 of you into the back yard area of the Emerald Lobby. There's still a sidewalk or a pathway you'll have to take that takes you to the back of the building. All right, come on in. Follow the path. That door there off right ahead of you leads to the kitchen. There is going to be a chef in there. He'll tell you what to do.
Thank you.
Rano takes the box in her hand. She gets to walk forward.
Let's get this over with.
So, do the 3 of you go to the back door with the boxes, or do you do anything else while the guard's out there?
I almost thought about knocking out the guard too.
I mean, if you're
Oh, no.
inside too long, he might think it's weird.
Well, let's just take these boxes in.
Ylar's going to take one look back at the guard as he's taking the boxes in, just to see.
The guard is watching you and looking back and left and right. He's checking out the wagon from the door. He doesn't shut the door because he's expecting you to deliver the boxes and then come right back out, and then he'll shut the door when you're done. He's got a club tied to his belt. He's not in any position as if he is expecting any shenanigans. He's kind of just bored looking, just doing his job.
Should we get him on the way back?
Ah,
I mean, I could try to distract him. I
'Cause
guess
we
why you might try to do your thing.
should we get him before we knock on this door to get into the kitchen so the chef doesn't see what we're about to do? Or should we deliver this and then knock him out?
We're still gonna expect a meat shipment.
I could leave the box here and maybe distract that guard. Maybe buy you guys a little bit of time.
Yeah. And what do we do? Knock him out?
Um,
Or deliver it and come back and knock him out?
We gotta make a choice quick. This path's not that long.
I mean, I guess if you see an opening, I guess you can knock the guard out.
Good.
All right. I guess keep watch. I'll be back, or just watch me.
Okay.
Oh, by the gods.
He's watching.
Rona stops in her tracks. She's holding the box still. She's just looking back at Yalar, who's walking back towards the guard. You guys are about halfway through the pathway that leads to the kitchen. The kitchen door behind the building still shut though, so there's no one else right now outside other than the guard. Yalar, you head back towards the guard. He looks over at you. What are you doing? The kitchen's that way. You still have the crate in your hands.
I thought he said he was going to drop the crate back there.
Oh, you
And then
dropped the crate.
yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah, he dropped the crate.
Oh, he looks
came
at
back.
you. What? What are you doing?
I was wondering if I was looking in a different career path. This like bodyguards for meats and just little odds and ends. I'm looking for like maybe more of like a guard like you. How would I go about doing something like that?
To work for the Emerald Lobby, you have to have some experience. They don't hire any schmuck off the streets to work here at the Emerald Lobby. As you know, a lot of people try to break into here and hang out with the rich folk. I'd start off small, perhaps do some like you're doing now, get some experience there. Perhaps go and work at a blacksmith and guard a shop's stuff every now and then. Then, if you're interested in work here, there's people you can talk to. I know a guy that could potentially get you here, but you got to have the experience. How long you been doing this?
I mean, as far as this type of body work stuff, not very long, but I've been in the escorting business, escorting people across different territories, across tiers.
Oh, so you've been out and about.
I have.
That's good experience. Yeah. Maybe we could get you hired here. Don't know how much you're looking to get paid, but it pays a decent wage, I'd
Yeah.
say.
I'm just looking for, life experiences more than anything.
I see. Well, tell you what, I could probably give you a name and have you reach out to them and go from there. I can't help you much more than that, though.
I would greatly appreciate that.
Mid conversation, Nomu's gonna use his feline agility.
Okay.
He's gonna zoom up to old boy while he's talking mid speech. He's gonna hit him.
Make me a stealth. See if you get advantage on this attack. Oh! All right, you're able to come around without him noticing. Make me an attack with advantage.
Oh, feline agility. I'm a blur.
Oh! That is a 28 critical. So that's going to be 17 points of damage with your great sword. Now he is a guard, so he's not going to go down immediately. With 17 damage, you assume you're trying to knock him out.
Yep.
So you hit him with the blunt end of your sword, just like you did with the delivery driver. And as you smack his head, the Oronkin stumbles forward in pain. Ah! In the name of Manavik, what the hell?
Extra attack.
All right, make me an extra attack. 24 will hit for 15 additional damage on top of that 17. You come down with your blunt part of your blade and you hit him again, and he loses a tooth as he drops to the ground unconscious. I'm assuming unconscious.
Oh yeah, he's yeah, he ain't gonna kill him. No.
All right. So he drops down to the ground almost immediately. And Relanoa's in the background. She's watching and she's just clapping like, well done, guys. Well done.
Then we drag him up to the bushes.
Jesus.
Nomu,
Yes.
out of curiosity, how long are you going to stay in said building?
In this building?
Yes.
I thought we were all going in together.
Well, I don't know how long he's going to be knocked out. I had maybe a plan just in case such things should happen.
Well, he doesn't know who hit him.
It's true. He doesn't.
But yeah, I suppose he would be alerted.
Yes.
What do you want me to do? Kill him?
No,
We can tie him
no,
up.
no, no, no,
We can
no,
tie him
no,
up.
no.
Gag
I
him.
was about to say, you could maybe hit me. Said I was knocked out too, and said they before they ran out.
You want me to
the
hit
other
you?
way.
Wait, so you're not going to come in the building with us?
You know what? I better.
Or you can wait out here for us, pretend like you're unconscious. If we take too long, then you come looking for us.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got a
Let's
point.
do that. We'll do that, but you gotta hit me first. Maybe look like I got some damage.
I don't really want to hit you. But I will.
And maybe black out my eye or something.
He's gonna use his cat's claws.
All right. So he's letting you hit him. So 8 points of damage.
All right.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
Is that good enough?
Oh, yeah, I guess. Oh, that hurt. Didn't have to hit me so hard.
I'm sorry. All right, let's go.
Wait. So the plan is, all right, Yalar, it sounds like this Bertio is in room 306. If he's not in the lobby, we're going to have to go to the 3rd floor. If we can sneak into the room next to Bertio's, I can cast a spell to listen in on everything that's going on, and we won't have to try and break into his room. I feel like that's much easier to do than breaking into his room anyways, because this guy sounds like he has bodyguards or something. If we're taking too long, Yalar, come and look for us, okay?
If you guys aren't back in 15 minutes, I'm gonna go in and look for you. And if this god wakes up before then, I'll make sure to tell him that whoever hit you went out the gate and somewhere else.
Good. Sounds like a plan. Let's get up to there. Let's see what we can do inside this building.
All right, let's go. She grabs the crate that she was holding, goes up to the back door that leads into the kitchen. She knocks on the door. Bing, 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 bing. And after a few moments, the door opens, and the chef, he has an apron on. He's got some blood on his apron. He's obviously cooking and butchering some stuff. And he looks down at Relanoa, and I'm assuming Nomu's with her.
Yep.
And I'm going to reveal the kitchen map at the bottom left of Roll20. You should see it popping up here momentarily. Do you see it?
Let's see.
I'm going to place.
We're on the other map.
Oh, sorry. Let's do this. Do you now see it?
Yes.
All right. You should be good now. Do you see the map?
Yeah, I see it.
Wait. I'm still on I'm still on the road.
1 second. I'm moving you
Oh.
guys to the kitchen.
Oh, I see. Okay.
All right. 1 second.
There we go.
I'll put you, Lar. You're outside still.
Yeah, he's outside still.
All right, we'll just put you out to the side. All right. So the chef looks down at you and opens the door. It's about time. Hurry up. Get the stuff in here. I got a crap load to cook. Rono was like, oh, yes. We're here just in time. Don't worry. I'm coming in. We got the meat. And she comes inside the kitchen with the crate in her hands, and the chef's pointing over there. Put the boxes in the fridge over there.
All right,
Or the walkway. The freezer walkway.
as you wish.
So, as the two of you enter the kitchen, Rono places the crate into the walkway that has a device that keeps it cool. It's basically just like a walk-in freezer with the magic that's at play. And she drops the crate and she walks out and looks at Nomu, trying to see what he wants to do about the chef at this point.
Oh, the chef is important for our party, so we can't really knock him out, can we?
Well, potentially you can. I mean,
Oh yeah, we could.
the party's not till 11. It's still like 9 o'clock. So he's prepping everything for the party. You could be in and out of this before the party even started.
This is true. Nomu kind of gives her a nod.
She gives Nomu a nod back and she smiles. Oh, okay. I can do it.
If you can, he's gonna bring the backup. He's gonna let it descend.
The chef, he turns his back. He goes back to one of the tables to being cutting some vegetables as he's letting you guys do your thing. He obviously trusts you guys because you've gotten through the guard. He doesn't know if the guard's knocked out. He's just assuming you're just delivery people.
Yep.
Relno drops the box in that walkway. She steps out. She grabs onto her mace, and she's gonna swing at the back of the chef's head. Yeah, with her flail, not mace, and that's a 17 to hit.
Nice.
And she deals 5 bludgeoning damage to the back of this guy's head. And when that happens, the chef almost falls unconscious, but he looks over. Ah,
that's
what
when-
the hell?
Yeah, I'm coming down with it then. Yeah, I'm coming down with it. Nah, he ain't getting out that easy.
You have advantage because he's not expecting it, so that's a critical. So that's gonna be 16 points of bludgeoning damage. He only had 6 HP.
Oh, okay.
So
Damn, one off.
He drops to the ground unconscious. And Rilno looks over at Nomu. Nice. All right, we're in. So we what do you want to do now? We can put him in the walk-in real quick in case someone walks in here.
Yeah, let's do that.
Or she grabs him, drags him into the walk-in, shuts the door. We just gotta remember not to leave him in there. I feel bad if he ends up freezing to death in there. So when we leave, we gotta pull him back out, okay, Nomu?
Oh yeah, sure.
Okay, so the game plan. Well, the party hasn't started yet, so Bertio's probably in his room. Maybe we try and make it up to the 3rd floor. If we can get into the room next to his, I can cast a spell, and I'll be able to listen in on everything that he's saying, and I can actually see him too. But
Yes.
I have to be in a wall that's next to the room he's in. And I feel like trying to do that in the hallway might be bad.
Let's make this quick.
Okay, let's go. So she runs over to the other side of the kitchen to try and sneak through the door, and she opens it, cracking it slightly. She takes a peek, leads into a hallway. There's a couple people walking back and forth. They don't seem to be workers. They just seem to be citizens or people here staying at the Emerald Lobby. And she looks back at you, Nomu. I don't see any guards or anything just yet. I don't know where the stairs are to get upstairs. I feel like if I'm walking around right now, I'll look a little bit odd dressed the way I am.
Wait,
Maybe
Nomu
you
should
too.
know since he was invisible first.
Yes, you had a good look at the lobby.
I know where the stairs are.
Are we gonna get up them before we get caught, though? Actually, wait a minute. She looks around and she runs over to what looks like a door. She opens it. There's got to be something here, right? The cooks have to wear like specific clothing, right? They probably have like a chef's jacket or something. I could pretend to be a chef.
There should be some apron somewhere.
So Rono looks around, and as she does so, she opens up a closet that leads into a small storage room. And in this storage room, there's a couple of supplies, but there's also some hangers with chef's jackets and some chef hats and aprons and such. And Rono goes, "Aha! Right here, chef jackets. We just put these on."
Perfect.
Gonna go ahead and don those.
Yep. Rono puts on a chef's jacket. Oh, I've always wanted to be a chef. And she puts on a chef's hat, takes off her nun's veil, and she's just gonna place her nun's veil in the closet. I'll come back for this later. And she puts on the chef's hat. Aha! Maybe I'll pick up a cutting board or something, or a tray, and act like I'm serving hors d'oeuvres or something.
Very good.
All right, Nomu, lead the way.
He's walking with confidence, like he knows the place, because he does. Sorta.
Relno is just going to follow you because she doesn't know the place at all. So as you walk through the door into the hallway, you're walking by. There is a person that walks by. He looks at the two of you, and he doesn't really say anything. You're both wearing the Emerald Lobby's chef's clothing, so he doesn't seem to be at all like confused by it. And Relno just leans over to the side slightly. Psst. Disguises are working.
Yeah, let's just get to the stairs quickly.
All right. So you do remember, Nomu, the main stairs that you did see was in the main lobby. There were
Mhm.
2 guards in that lobby, just so you're aware. You
Yep.
still want to go through that path.
Unless there's a back way. I don't see any other option.
There could potentially be other stairs. You just have to keep looking. Because you only saw the lobby area.
All right. Well,
Let's look for another set of stairs before this, before the lobby.
Okay. Maybe we just follow this hallway. It might lead to a back stairs or something, right?
Probably.
Okay, we'll keep following this hallway for now. And as you walk down the hallway to the left, there's a doorway that enters into the main lobby, which is where you are well aware of, Nomu. But past that left doorway, there's a couple more doors ahead of you, 2 to the right, 1 at the very end center of the hallway. And as you get to those doors, one of them does lead into what looks like a stairwell that leads upwards. And Relno goes, bingo!
Perfect.
All right, so 306, right? So I'm assuming that's the 3rd floor. So
Yes.
let's go up these stairs real quick. And she begins to rush up the stairs. And as you get to the 3rd floor, there's a door that leads into another hallway. And there you are. You are into a hallway that has several rooms in here. And the hallway where the door leads you to, it starts with rooms 320. 306 is most likely further down the hallway. There doesn't seem to be anyone in the hallway right now, anyways. And the hallway is pristine, clean. Down the entire hallway, there's chandeliers on the walls to light up the hallway. There's what looks like small tables with pottery and vases filled with plants and flowers that are along the side walls, the hallway. There's paintings. It's a fancy hotel for sure.
All right, let's get to this room.
Okay. So I'm gonna reveal another map above you that kind of shows the hallway that I'm talking about. Do you see it?
Yep.
So Rolnoa walks into the hallway, and as she's walking, you can see there's doors on either side of you, left or right, and it's obviously odd and even depending on it. But as soon as you get to 306, it's the center door in the hallway to your left. So right where Rolnoa stops, she looks at and she points at 306. Nomu, right here's 306. So maybe we could break into the room next to it.
Yes.
So up above on the map is 306. You can't see into the room, obviously, but she's gonna run over to 304, and she looks around. I don't know if anyone's in here. Should we try to open the door, or do we want to knock? Pretend like we're service, maybe?
We could try that first.
What, knocking?
Yeah.
I mean,
I mean, I don't know any lockpicking skills.
I still have this tray in my hands that has some food on it. We can act like we're delivering food. We are dressed up as chefs.
We can ask them to taste test it first before serving it for the party.
That's a good idea, Nomu. All right, go ahead and knock on the door.
He knocks.
Kitchen step.
And a few moments go by, and eventually the door slowly opens, and you see these little pair of eyes looking up at you. There's a gnome inside. The gnome looks up at you too. I didn't order anything. What do you guys have the wrong room?
No, this is more of a test for the party's hors d'oeuvres. We need the test. So we've selected a few participants.
Oh.
Would you like to participate?
Oh, this sounds mighty excellent. I get to taste the food before the party tonight. Perfect.
But you will need to give us feedback.
Of course. He opens the door. Come right in. Come right in.
Yes, thank you.
And Relno has this giant grin on her face. Yes, yes, yes. All right. So I'm going to reveal this room. Obviously, it's not too big on the map, but the gnome allows you to enter. And he has these exquisite green emerald-like robes on. And on his robes, on the front pocket of the robes, it has an EL engraved on it for Emerald Lobby. These green emerald robes has some gems woven in to the robes as well. I mean, this guy's rich. He's got money, to say the least. But the gnome, as he lets you in, he goes over and he sits down at the table in his room. All right, let's see it. Let's see what you got. And Relnoa comes with a tray and she places the food down onto the table. So first off, we have our appetizers. Please try and tell me what you think. She looks at Nomu as she's trying to distract him while he goes to like grab one of the pieces of food on the tray.
He's gonna whisper in her ear.
How fast can you cast it?
It takes me a couple of minutes, unfortunately. We might have to knock this guy out.
I was afraid you'd say that.
You know, just yoink him up. I'll keep him busy.
Right.
So as he's chewing on the food, he goes, this isn't too bad. It could use a little bit more cooking in the oven for another minute or two. What about this one? What's this? Rono looks down at the food. This is, I call the Cerulean Special. I don't know. It has a sweet but very savory taste to it. Try it. So Nomu, as Rono is giving him more of the food, what are you doing? Are you trying to knock
As
him
he's
out?
when he's reaching for it, as he's at his most distracted point, he's gonna let it descend.
Jesus.
I'm gonna have to say, I'm glad your Lord's not in this right now.
I am racking up a body count in this place, man. Starting to feel bad.
I guess it would be questionable that a chef has a great sword on his back. But, you know, for all things, I mean, this is the Emerald Lobby. These people are well aware that it's protected. They're not thinking you're some thieves. I mean, for the most part, staying at the Emerald Lobby, you are safe from that kind of thing. So he is not like on edge or trying to be aware. He's very laid back. You would think he is somewhat drunk too. There is a jar of wine on his table that's half empty. So he's definitely been drinking. That might be another reason why he doesn't question it too much. But with an advantage, 15 is what you rolled. You're able to hit him for 9 points of damage. The gnome drops his head drops onto the table as he's sitting at the table, unconscious.
He drank too much.
And Rono looks at the Gnome, then back at Nobu. And she nods. Yup, drank way too much. All right, let me, hey, close that door. I'm going to prep the spell. It might take a few minutes.
You got it.
He goes and eases it shut.
And Relno quickly runs up to the wall that's next to 306. And you see she kneels down onto one knee. She places both of her hands up against the wall. Oh, God Supreme, please allow me to cast the spell of clairvoyance. And she begins to chant some words. And a few minutes go by, and she's still chanting. Nomu, you can make me perception to see if you hear anything, or if you're keeping a lookout.
Yep.
23. You hear some steps, heavy steps out in the hallway. But the door's closed. And do you try to put your ears up against the door to see if you can hear if anyone's talking?
Yeah, he's gonna, get some insight on what's going on out there. Listen
All right.
in.
All right. So as you hear some heavy footsteps coming through the hallway, you hear a voice speak up. It's a little further from the door. It sounds like it's to the right of the room, closer to 306. There's a knock at the door of 306. And you hear this as you're listening in. Rel knows she's still chanting, making sure she's not disrupted. But you hear a voice come across from 306. You just hear a, "Who is it?" And they say it pretty loudly, which is why you can hear them. If they were just talking normally, you wouldn't be able to hear them through the walls. But you hear this deep voice outside of 306 or in the hallway. And it sounds like a bigger individual based off of the steps that you heard.
Mm-hmm.
That or this person's wearing a lot of armor. It's one of the two, or both. But you hear a voice speak up to answer that question. "It's me, Borgar. All right, come on in. The boss is expecting you." And you hear the door open. And Borgar steps into 306, shutting the door behind. And that's the last you hear of that. And Relnoa, he looks up at Nomu. "No, I just need a few more minutes."
Go
And
for it.
she eventually finishes her spell. She is casting a spell that clerics have called Clairvoyance. And I'll describe to you exactly what that spell is. And I'll put it in the chat so you guys can see it as well. One moment here. It takes about 10 minutes to cast Clairvoyance. So unfortunately, Yalar's probably going to be wondering where the fuck they're at, because he did say 15 minutes.
Yeah.
He'd wait. So give me one hot second here. And just for our audience and for you guys to see, I'm going to click on Clairvoyance so y'all can see what it does. So basically, after 10 minutes of casting, you create an invisible sensor within a range in a location familiar to you, a place you have visited or seen before, or in an obvious location that is unfamiliar to you, such as behind a door, around a corner, or in a groove of trees. The sensor remains in place for the duration, and it can't be attacked or otherwise interacted with. When you cast a spell, you choose seeing or hearing. You can use the chosen sense through the sensor as if you were in its space. As your action, you could switch between seeing and hearing. A creature that can see the sensor, such as a creature benefiting from see invisibility or true sight, sees a luminous, intangible orb about the size of your fist. So she is casting this invisible orb-like spell that seeps through the walls, and she is going to use her hearing senses first to try and hear what's going on before she uses an action to see. And as that goes on, only Relinoa can sense and hear this, Nomu, but she will relay to you everything that she hears and sees afterwards.
Mm-hmm.
But as she's doing so, when she peers into the room with clairvoyance, she ends up seeing the one that you are most likely looking for, Nomu, this Bertio. Obviously, she doesn't know who Bertio looks like, but there is an elf that's sitting at this desk, and he's a high elf with long blonde hair and emerald eyes. very smug look on his face, but he looks to be somewhat stressed, and he has a quill in his right hand with a bottle of ink that he dabs the quill into, and he seems to be writing into some paperwork. Standing behind this high elf, who Rolano assumes is Bertio, is a human, and she has this large fan in both of her hands as she's fanning him from the side, keeping him nice and cool from the heat. And he's sitting there silently, writing on some parchment. And just as Relanoa sees this, the man that knocked on the door steps into the room, and he speaks out, "Sir, excuse me." And Bertio immediately stops in his place as he's writing, and he slowly looks up. He lets out a heavy sigh. "I'm busy, Borgar. What is it? Do you have the stone giant or not? You better have it. My benefactor is not a patient one." And Borgar just lets out a sigh. "That's what I'm here to talk to you about, sir." He steps forward. He sits down in the chair in front of the desk as the woman's still fanning Bertio. And Borgar is an Orenkin. He has leather armor on. He's got this great club on his back as he places it onto the ground or the floor so he can sit down in this chair. And as he's looking at Bertio, Bertio just leans back in his chair and has this kind of annoyed expression on his face. "Well, out with it, Borgar. I don't have all day. I'm tired of these disruptions. And they have a party coming up here in a few hours, so I have to get this paperwork done before I attend the party. Out with it. What do you have to tell me?" And Borgar just looks at him. "Sir, that one named Perlin, the one that we hired to find some giants for you. Unfortunately, he was brought into custody this morning by some adventurers. Him and his party were waylaid by a group of adventurers and stopped. It seems that they did find a stone giant and a stone giant's son, but weren't able to capture them because of these adventurers." Bertio looks up at Borgar, a very annoyed and angered expression now on his face as he leans forward, placing both elbows onto the desk, his hands clasped together. "What did you say?"
Mhm.
Borgar kind of swallows and gulps. Perlin and his crew were waylaid by a group of adventurers. Perlin was brought in this morning and delivered to the authorities and taken into custody. We're going to have to find some more poachers, sir. And Bertio just slams a fist onto his table. "What do you mean they were brought in by a group of adventurers? What did these adventurers look like? Some goody two-shoes?" Sir, it was a Dakina, a Shalonian, and a half-elf. Don't know their names, but they recently came into the town of Manavik this morning. I don't think they're that important. I think they just saw Perlin and his men attacking the giants and decided to help the giants. Kind of an odd thing to do, actually. God, by the. Any other poachers that you know of, Borgar? There's a couple I could ask. But there is good news, boss. You don't have to worry about Perlin spilling the beans. And Bertio looks at Borgar. "What do you mean? I don't have to worry about him spilling the beans. He shouldn't know about me in the first place." "What is it? Speak up." "Well, when the adventurers handed him to the authorities, they didn't know that they were handing him over to one of my men. He wasn't taken to the prison like we told the adventurers. We have already taken care of Perlin, sir." Bertio leans back in his chair. "Good. And what do you mean by taken care of? I mean, I'm going to assume you slit his throat and left him to die somewhere in a back alley. Can't have our business being told about what's going on, right?" And Borgar nods. Yes, he's taken care of. He'll never squeal again. And Bertio just nods. Good. I'll have you know, Borgar, my benefactor is not one that likes to wait, and he is not as merciful as I. If it was my benefactor talking to you right now, you would probably be fired with your hands cut as punishment. But because I have a little bit more leniency than him, I'm going to let you get away with this one. But this is a warning to you, Borgar. Any more failures in this mission, and I will have your head. Do you understand me, Borgar? Yes, sir. Of course, of course. The next group of poachers I find will not fail you this time, good sir. Understood. Then we have come to a agreement on what's going to happen. Now, my boss is expecting this. My benefactor is expecting this giant within the next month. And this month is going by pretty quick, Borgar. So you better find me a goddamn giant now. Now, go. I'm done. He waves his hand for Borgar to leave. And Borgar nods, grabs his club, and steps out of 306. You hear the door open and close, Nomu, as Borgar begins to walk slowly past 304, which is the room you're in.
Mm-hmm.
And as he's slowly walking by, there is another attendant that steps into the office. So the room that Bertio is in, it's not just a standard like hotel room. It is a prime suite. There's an office connected to the bedroom and a small kitchen in it. So it's a fairly large suite. But he's in the office of the suite, and another attendant steps by. Sir Bertio, I am tired of these interruptions. What else can go wrong? Can't you see I'm busy? And the woman speaks up. It's not the same woman that's fanning Bertio. It's another woman. And she has the scroll in her hands. I have news from your benefactor. And Bertio looks up. What news? He is fully attentive at this point. He doesn't seem nearly as angry as he was with Borgar as he's listening to the attendant. And what news is that, my dear? Well, sir, news has it, we just received a message from Lord Butterfryn himself. He is actually on his way to Ossia as we speak. And Bertio looks up at her. What do you mean he's on his way? Well, he technically hasn't left Estelle Duin yet. He is planning on leaving Estelle Duin to make a visit to Rava's Grove of Ossia. As you know, Rava's Grove is to the south of here, not too far. Can't say if he's going to stop by and visit us on our mission, but the chances are quite possible. Bertio just places his hands onto his temples, rubbing his temples. He looks slightly worried. Damn it! Damn it! Damn it! Lord Butterfryn, if we don't have this giant, it's all of our heads. You understand me? We need to find a damn giant before Lord Butterfryn gets here. I don't know what he needs the giant for, but we need one regardless. Do you know what he's doing in Rava's Grove? I don't know, sir. I mean, Rava's Grove is the home of the great Vitalis tree. Perhaps Lord Butterfryn is looking to procure some items from Rava's Grove. Maybe make a deal with some of the druids there. I have no idea. You know, Lord Butterfryn doesn't tell us his business. That means he could stop by Manavik at any time in the near future. If we don't have this damn giant, we're all in trouble. I want everyone here looking for poachers. Go find Borgar. Let him know we don't have any more time to waste. I need a goddamn giant now. I need it yesterday. And the attendant just nods. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And he looks at her. Anything else you would like to tell me about Lord Butterfryn making his way here? When did you find out about this information? I just found out about it 10 minutes ago. Well, you're 10 minutes too damn late. Why are you laughing over there, Rob?
Man, it's pissed, man. And stressed.
Well, it's Lord Butterfryn. He doesn't want to displease him.
Oh, I can see why.
The attendant just nods. Yes. I will go and meet with Borgar, and I will make sure that he has more men out there looking for these poachers and giants. Well, that's good, because if you don't find the giant, guess who's in the shitter with me? You are. So hurry your ass up. She nods and runs away. Bertio just leans back in his chair and he lets out this deep sigh. Oh, damn it. Let's find a giant soon. These damn poachers aren't doing it. I'm gonna have to take things into my own hands. Damn adventurers. Looks like we did find giants. He's talking to the attendant now who is fanning him. It looks like we did find these giants, but the damn poachers were waylaid by some stupid adventurers. A damn Dakina, a half-elf, and a Shalonian. What kind of a group is that here in Manavik? Oh, why would they help giants instead of the people attacking the giants? God damn it, this Perlin and his damn crew. Couldn't they convince those group of adventurers the giants were evil? Ah, can't be that hard. We're in the damn Strider Valley. There's giants all over the place. Why is this that hard? And the attendant, she just nods or shakes her head. I don't know, sir. He just lets out another deep sigh. And at this point, Relanoa looks back at Nomu and she just feeds him all the information that she was able to see and hear. And at this point, another 10 minutes have gone by. And Nomu, after Relanoa tells you this information, what do you do with it?
Lord Butterfryn's on his way, and he's going to Rava's Grove.
Yes, that's what I heard, and that's what he said. Is Bertio a high elf with long blonde hair, emerald eyes by chance?
Yes.
That's Bertio then that I saw at the desk. It makes sense.
What does he want with a stone giant?
I don't know if it's particularly just a stone giant. I think he's looking for any giant.
I have a bad feeling about this Rava's Grove visit too.
Isn't that where you and Yalara were heading?
Yes.
Oh. So should we head back to Yalara? I think it's been more than 15 minutes.
Absolutely. We should leave. Quickly.
Okay. So real quick, let's fast forward to Yalar real quick. Yalar, or let's rewind. It's been 5 minutes over. It's been about 20 minutes, Yalar. You're still outside with the unconscious guard. What are you doing at this point? It's been 20 minutes. You said you'd go in at 15.
Yalar is going to do a medicine check to see if if the guard is still unconscious or about to wake up.
All right, make me a medicine check. 16. As you are inspecting the guard, you can see he's like groaning. He's slowly turning his head. Oh, what happened? He's slowly waking, but he's still unaware of his surroundings.
Oh, we were attacked. I don't know where they came from, but before I blacked out too, they ran out the gate.
He places a hand on his head. He's still really out of it, still unaware of what's going on as he's slowly trying to sit up. Oh, my head is pounding. Oh, what do you mean we were attacked?
I don't know, man. I was just trying to further my career, and just something came out of nowhere. Maybe a ninja or something.
Ninja, what? He looks around. Yalar, what are you going to allow him to fully, get a hold of himself and get up and pretend like you both were still attacked, or are you gonna try and knock him back out, or are you gonna go inside? What are your plans here? Because he's getting up after a few minutes. He's still discombobulated, but after a few minutes, he'll be back on his feet here momentarily.
Don't want to knock him out again because he'll know what it was him. I guess she's going to try to help him up, and maybe
maybe we can find some clues outside.
Ugh. Outside? What do you mean? We're outside.
I mean, outside the gate, man.
Ugh. All right. I'm gonna get my weapon out. He grabs his club. God damn it. When I find out whoever knocked us out, they're in for it. I'm killing them.
Yeah, I agree.
Well, he steps out the gate to look around. The wagon's still there. There's still some people walking by here and there. It's later in the night, so he's looking around. So you're kind of inspecting around the road, Yalar, then?
Yeah, he's trying to lead them to kind of get away from the gate. Hopefully, they're back and maybe can sneak out.
Okay. So we'll rewind back to Nomu and Relanoa. So Relanoa, she gets back up and she looks at Nomu. Yeah, we should probably go soon. If this Bertio guy has any sense of magic, he might find my clairvoyance. So let's get going now, I think.
Yeah, good idea. Let's skedaddle.
So you go back the same way you came? Is that what you do?
I suppose so. It was clear.
All right. So Relanoa, she opens the door slightly and takes a peek into the hallway. No one's there. She quickly steps out. She begins to hurry back down the hallway to the stairwell, back down into the hallway to the first floor. And as you're in the hallway, heading back towards the kitchen, there is a guard that's walking by, and he raises his eyebrow at the two of you, and he stops. Hey, wait a minute. You two. I don't remember seeing you in the kitchen. Are you all new employees here? Yes.
You got that tray?
Yes. We were doing some taste testing for the residents. We have that party coming up tonight at 11, right? And the head chef wanted us to take some food around to have our guests do some taste testing to tell us which they liked best for tonight's hors d'oeuvres. The guard looks at, and Relano is going to make a deception check here.
Oh, nice. Silver tongue.
A natural 20 for a total of 24. And the guard raises his eyebrow. Who am I to question that? Before you go, let me try one of those. The Orenkin guard grabs a bit of the appetizer as he takes a bite into it. And Relano just nods with a smile. Well, we should probably get back to the kitchen. The head chef's waiting for us. So if you don't mind, we're going to head back to the kitchen. Excuse me. And the guard just, it's pretty good. And he just steps to the side, allowing the two of you to head back to the kitchen. And Relano quickly gets back to the kitchen with you, Nomu, and she rushes to the closet, grabs her nun's veil back, and she's not going to worry about putting it back on. She's going to put it into her pouch, and then she drags the chef out of the walk-in so he doesn't freeze to death or accidentally get locked in there. And she just lies him across the floor in the kitchen. All right, no, we should probably get going before anyone finds him.
Yep, let's go.
Let's go. And she steps outside. And as the two of you step back outside, down the pathway that leads to the gate door, you notice that Nomu or Yalar and that guard are not lying there anymore. As you both step out of the gate, you notice Yalar and the guard looking around for who knows what. What do you guys do?
Walk out like normal.
Hey, what are those guys doing there? What happened?
The guard looks over at Nomu. He slightly remembers the two of you. We were attacked, damn it.
By who?
I don't know. That's the problem. Did you guys see anyone enter the kitchen? Did anyone try to get in and sneak in with you?
No, we delivered the meat and now we're coming back out.
Damn it. It makes no sense for someone to just knock us out and then run off. God damn, I don't like the way this is sounding. I'm going to the kitchen. You all, your job's done.
Yep, job done. Let's go.
He goes back into the gate and shuts the gate. So you guys can't get back into the vicinity of the Emerald Lobby if you decide to step out now.
Let's get the hell out of here.
And then all names in italic. Where were you guys? What took you guys so long?
Before we start discussing things, maybe let's get away from here because if that guard goes into the kitchen, he's going to see the chef on the floor unconscious.
What? Oh, yeah. Let's get out of here.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go to our inn. Let's go. Let's go.
Let's get the hell out of here.
Oh, that's Goddess Supreme. Let's go. She is fast walking down the road as she's taking off the apron and throwing it to the side.
Yep.
And I'm assuming you both follow.
Oh,
Yes.
absolutely.
Before that guard finds the unconscious chef.
Yes.
All right. So as you head through the night streets of Manavik, you get back to the tavern, and Relanoa, she just slumps onto a chair outside the tavern, wiping her forehead with her hand. Oh my goodness, by the Goddess Supreme. That was insane. Yalar, you won't believe it. We just did a Metal Gear Solid.
Metal what?
I said it last time. Earlier, I told you the book, Metal Gear Solid.
Oh
with
yeah.
Solid Monkey.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, we
Oh.
just pulled that off. I can't believe we snuck into the Emerald Lobby and we were able to pull that off. That's something you only see in books.
We should probably hold back from showing our faces for a while.
You're probably right. Sorry, Alara, we took so long. I'm glad you didn't come looking for us because you would have gotten in trouble.
I mean, you're lucky I didn't run off.
Well, we did get good information. Nomu, do you want to share it?
This Lord Butterfryn, he'll be on his way, and is
Who?
still looking for poachers to bring the stone giant.
What? Why does
Bertio,
he need a stone giant?
Bertio really wants it, and so does Lord Butterfryn. They don't want to lose their heads, apparently.
That doesn't sound good.
No, and apparently this Lord Butterfryn guy that Nomu knows, who is like his arch nemesis, is heading to Rava's Grove, which is exactly where the two of you are headed. But they did say that he just now was getting ready to leave Estelle de Wynn. He can't get here that soon. I mean, Estelle de Wynn is on the far, far, far north, or I'm sorry, the far, far, far southeast of Tirister. It's going to take him a while to get here to Ostia. And we don't know if he's coming to Manavik. We know he's going to Rava's Grove.
So we got some time.
So I don't know anything about this Lord Butterfryn, Nomu. I mean, this is more of like your backstory. So
Hmm?
can you tell us if this is gonna mean trouble for us?
That depends. If you mess with his gold, you mess with him.
Oh, and apparently that Perlin guy we turned in this morning, Ilar, and she just places her fingers up to her neck as if she's like trying to cut it. He was offed. The guys we turned him into weren't actually upstanding policemen.
They weren't the authorities.
Damn, I could have saved them the trouble.
But this Bertio guy really wants Giant. I mean, Nomu, is it in our best interest to even get involved in all this?
I don't think we can. Even if we stop it, he'll just find more poachers.
So, what do we do from here? We know Bertio is going to be staying at the Emerald Lodge for the next month. Do you want to try and see if he leaves and you can question him? I don't know. Do we really need to confront him now that we know what he's up to?
I suppose we couldn't make it very inconvenient for him by intercepting his poachers. We wouldn't want him to lose his head, would we?
No, we wouldn't.
Yes, we would.
Oh. Well, that one guy, maybe we questioned the one guy he was talking to, the Orenkin, the Borgar guy.
Yes, we could do that. He's going to be arranging these poachers anyway.
Yeah, and I know what he looks like. And she gives you a description of what Borgar looks like. He's another Orenkin, but she gets pretty specific. I can point him out because I saw him with my clairvoyance. If we could find him, maybe we can question him a little bit more. I mean, we have to stay here for the next couple of days, right? Because your armor and shield's being made.
Yes.
But maybe we keep our heads low. We don't want those guards to notice us again, right? Maybe we stay away from the Emerald Lobby for now and look for that Borgar fella.
Absolutely.
Okay. Yalar, do you have any thoughts?
You don't want to know my thoughts right now.
Why not? You always say that, Yalar. Are you thinking of something evil or something?
Why would you think that?
Because you always say you don't want to know my thoughts right now.
Because you don't.
Why?
Just trust me, okay?
Are you mad at us because you didn't get to join us?
I'm glad I didn't join y'all.
Why? It was kind of cool.
That was all right.
We got to sneak in through the hallway. A guard saw us, but we were able to convince him that we were actually doing some taste testing for the guests, and he believed us. It was really fun.
I'll take y'all's word for it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. Well, I guess the next steps is we look for this Borgar fella, and I mean, what do we do from there? We find them. I mean, it sounds like it doesn't matter if we stop them from finding a giant, because you're thinking it. No matter what we do, Lord Butterfryn's just going to send more poachers.
Well, we could. Well, it'd be inconvenient for him if we take out all his poachers that he finds. So, why don't we just tail this bold guard? See where he goes.
Okay, and it seems like he has ties to like the local authorities. So maybe he's like a guardsman here in town. He's just a shady one. So maybe if we go to like the local prison or something, and maybe ask to visit Perlin, who we just turned in, maybe we could find his men or maybe spot him.
Yes, it sounds good. I say we do that.
Okay, I think that's a plan. Yalar, any issues with that?
Um, issues, yes. Comments, no. I'll go with it anyway.
What's the issue?
You don't want to know.
Oh, yeah, I do.
Let's just say, I'm just unfamiliar with this being in this type of situation. Trying to adjust.
Oh, you'll be fine. Nothing a little Captain Go isn't used to.
I don't like that name, Cat and Co.
You're not Captain Go.
No,
It's true. We're not Cat and Co. You can't use Cat and Co. because we're not Cat and Co. I did like what Yalar said the other day.
Shellcat Supreme.
Yes, I like that name.
Alright,
Shellcat Supreme.
Shellcat Supreme.
Yes, it reminds me of like this. There was a comic a long, long time ago I used to really love as a kid. It was called something like not Thundercats. What was it? I can't remember it now. They were like cats with airplanes and stuff.
What's an airplane?
SWAT cats.
Yeah, what is an airplane?
I don't know.
Why would you swat a cat?
I don't know. I don't know what an airplane is. The Goddess Supreme has mentioned that word at some point in time, though. I don't know what an airplane is. An airbird.
Hmm.
SWAT cats. There was a comic called SWAT cats I really liked. Shellcat Supreme kind of reminds me of that.
Huh.
I take your word for it.
There was also another cartoon or not cartoon comic as a kid I used to really like. It was called Teenage Mutant Ninja Shalonians. Have you ever heard of that one, Yalar?
Ninja Shalonians.
Yes, Ninja Shalonians. I thought it was really cool because ninjas aren't common here in Tearster. They're typically from Ashai. I've never been to Ashai. Have you guys ever been to Ashai?
No,
I've always wondered what it's like over there in Ashai.
I have a friend from there.
You have a friend from Ashai?
Yes,
What? Where's your friend now?
he's with the rest of the party, I suppose.
Oh. Did he tell you a lot about Ashai?
Not really.
Oh. I don't know anyone from Ashai. I think that's kind of cool. Do you know anyone from Ashai, Yalar?
Yeah, actually, I was a bodyguard of some sort. Escort mission for someone from a shy.
Really no places both her hands under her cheeks like Home Alone. What? A bodyguard for someone from Ashai? That's so cool.
Did he know my friend Yaito?
Who? Oh, the guy you know from Ashai's named Yaito?
Yes. Drinks a lot of tea.
Oh. Oh. What was the person's name that you met, Yalar?
I'm trying to remember.
I don't know if we should say her name
I don't know.
because he knows what happened. Like, not who it happened to, but what she did.
Yeah. I mean, that's up to Yalar.
I shouldn't really say, client privileges and all that.
Oh, come on, Yalar. I mean, what's it gonna hurt? We're not gonna know who this person is. I don't know anyone from Ashai.
Can't be too bad.
Right. It can't be that bad.
Oh, I guess it's all right. But her name was Eska.
Eska. Oh, that's a pretty name. I don't think I've ever heard anyone named Eska before. But yeah, I don't know anyone from Ashai. So Yaito and Eska. Very cool that you both were able to meet someone from Ashai. I hear that place is crazy, but very pretty.
I hear a lot of corruption.
Yeah, there was some wild people that was coming after her. So if that was it, if that was the case, it was half as bad as what we did. We faced.
Oh. You'll have to tell us more about that story, Yalar. It sounds like an exciting story. People were after you from Ashai and stuff. Very cool. A very like bodyguard across the world type mission. But that can wait till tomorrow. I'm kind of tired. It's getting late. I think I'm gonna go to bed, guys.
And we should hit the hay.
Yes, and we'll reconvene tomorrow and find out more about this Borgar.
You got it.
I would lay low for now. Try not to show your face too often, just to make sure we're far away from Emerald Lobby for now, right?
You don't have to worry about that.
All right, perfect. Well, I'm gonna go go get some sleep. I'll see you guys in the morning.
Good night.
Good night. And with that, we will end this episode of Taverns and Caverns there. Sorry, Alar, you weren't in it as much as Nomu.
No, it's fine.
But...
It's perfectly fine because your Lord didn't like that plan anyway, so it made total sense.
Kind of a good plan for him to stay outside in case the guard did wake up too. That was kind of good thinking on his part. You guys made the rolls to get through all of that, surprisingly.
Yeah.
I really thought you guys would fail on a roll throughout that.
Yeah, me too.
And
Same.
I had things planned out. Like if you guys got caught, you'd have to fight some guards, fight your way out, run away. Like I was expecting more of that and not for you guys to roll hot fire. But you got to learn more about Bertio's plans and Lord Butterfryn coming. And meanwhile, Lord Butterfryn's talking. What is Lord Butterfryn saying right now, Rob?
I sure hope my good friend Bertio will bring me my snow giant. For I do have plans when I go to Brava's Grove. Gold in my pocket is better than gold in my future.
Damn it. Thank you, Sir Garibald.
Thank you, Sir Garibald.
God damn it, Lord Butterfryn. Oh. Thanks again, everyone, for listening to another episode of Taverns and Caverns. This is your Dungeon Master, Haphazard DM. You can find me on Twitter at HaphazardDM.
This is Robert Jones. I play Nomu the Monstrous.
You can find me on YouTube, Trubone, Trubone.
This is Rodimus. You can find me on Twitter at Rodimus7901 or at Blue Sky at Rodimus83.
All right. Those are our players for this season of Taverns and Caverns, Path B. And don't forget to check out the Taverns and Caverns Patreon for exclusive content that you won't want to miss. Until next time, guys, on Taverns and Caverns. Take care.